After returning from a business trip, I found that my husband had deleted all the posts and photos about me. His female best friend explained. I just got divorced. He was afraid it would upset me, so he deleted them. Please don't be mad, sis-in-law. I'll make him repost everything right away. My husband frowned and said, it's my own posts and photos. I don't need anyone's permission to delete them, do I? I was stunned for a moment, then nodded in agreement. That's true. Since this welcome back party is for me, it should be fine if I invite a few male best friends to liven things up too, right? Chapter 1. The private room instantly fell into dead silence. The phone I had picked up was yanked away and thrown onto the table. Alex Law frowned. On such a happy day, do we really have to bring up such buzzkill topics? Jessica Sue looped her arm around his. Her eyes curved into a smile. Sister-in-law, don't be upset. Alex and I have been close since we were kids. Someone at the table laughed along. That's true, sister-in-law. Don't be mad. If there were really something between them, Law wouldn't have gone crazy chasing after you. Exactly. Law wouldn't even be interested in Jessica. She seemed to grow embarrassed and angry. A crumpled napkin flew across the table, thrown at the speaker. Watch your mouth. The whole table burst into laughter. Everyone's mood was great, except mine. Beside Jessica, a little girl with pigtails climbed down from her chair. She gently tugged at Alex's sleeve. Godfather, is that auntie upset? Chapter 2. The little girl, about 4 or 5 years old, pouted her face. Alex immediately put down his wine glass, picked her up, and gently coaxed her. When he looked up again, his eyes were narrowed. Clara, don't scare the child. My eyes met those of the little girl in his arms. She grinned and stuck her tongue out at me. Alex pinched her fair cheek and lowered his voice. Alice, can you take good care of mommy in the future? The little girl shouted loudly. Godfather and I will take care of mommy together. In the private room, everyone laughed along with Alice's childish voice. A waiter set off a party popper with a loud bang. They shouted, congratulations to Jessica on returning to singlehood. In the corner, a waiter gave me a sympathetic look, and it was only then that I understood. The welcome banquet was real, but I was not the one being welcomed. I retrieved my phone from the table. I smiled lightly. Excuse me, could you open another private room for me? I wanted exactly the same as this one. Chapter 3. Alex chased after me, his brows furrowed tightly. Clara, where are you going? Can't you just have a peaceful meal? Do you have to make things so awkward for everyone? He looked me up and down. How come after just one business trip, you've forgotten how to behave? Jessie just got divorced. It's different from you. We've all grown up together. It's normal to treat her a little special. Clara, you should understand. I was very understanding. Of course I understand. I'm about to get divorced too. Maybe my male best friends will treat me a little special too. Out of sympathy. Of course. Alex froze. The private room door was pushed open. The little girl ran out and hugged Alex's leg. Godfather, Alice missed you. She looked up at me. Alice smiled, showing 2 dimples. Mommy missed you too. For a moment, the atmosphere in the corridor turned strange. The little girl kept shaking Alex's leg, acting spoiled. Only then did he rub her head. Alice, be good. Go back inside first, okay? Godfather has something to take care of. The private room door was pushed open again. Jessica poked her head out and smiled. Sister-in-law, Alex, you two still haven't finished bickering? That word was quite interesting. Bickering. She looked troubled and came out to pick up Alice. If sister-in-law insists on making a fuss, Alex, you should just go back first. You don't have to join us for the second round. Our bond won't change just because of missing one meal. Alice, be good. Say goodbye to Godfather. As soon as she finished speaking, the little girl started to sob. Godfather, goodbye. Alex's face changed almost instantly. He picked up the child into his arms. Clara, if you want to leave, just leave. I've never seen an adult jealous of a child. He pulled open the private room door and went back inside. Jessica crossed her arms, her expression half smiling. I understand what sister-in-law is worried about, but it's really unnecessary. Alex and I have been close since we were kids. If we were going to be together, it would have happened long ago. Her eyes held a provocation that only women could understand. Then she pulled open the door again, replacing her look with a blossoming smile. Everyone's gathered together so rarely. Tonight, we drink until we drop. Inside the private room, the sounds of toasts soon rang out. Mixed in were the unique high-pitched voices of children. Chapter 4. The angry resentment in my heart quickly dissipated. Back home, my suitcase from the business trip was still at the door. On the table, the bouquet Alex had given me when he picked me up was still there. My wife is finally back. Tonight, let's all celebrate your return. When we arrived at the winery, my first reaction was that it was a bit extravagant. Alex Law looked away somewhat unnaturally. It's just a welcome party. It's not like we get to do it often, but my job often required business trips. At that time, I didn't catch the hidden meaning behind his words. Looking back now, it only made me even angrier. The phone rang, and the voices of friends came through. Wanjia, you booked such a big table. Why didn't you come? In the background, I could hear the cheers of children. Daddy, Mommy, I want to eat ice cream. On the other end, I heard Jessica's laughter. Alex, guess you're finally getting a taste of being a dad. Alex's voice was full of amusement. Alice has already eaten so many cold things. Let's wait until tomorrow, okay? Godfather will buy it for you. On the phone, my friend exclaimed, "Oh my God, Wanjia, that guy looks a lot like your husband." Chapter 5. The winery. I still chose not to go back. When Alex returned home, it was already past 3 in the morning. Why aren't you asleep yet? He placed the food container on the table. Good thing Jessie was worried you'd be hungry. So she asked me to bring you something. My eyes drifted over the transparent container. Alex opened it and placed it in front of me. A matcha mousse cake. Right in the center, a not too big chunk had been dug out. His expression froze. After a long pause, he tried to explain. I packed 2 portions. Alice was hungry, probably grabbed the wrong one when we got out of the car. No, she didn't grab the wrong one. I tapped the hollowed-out center, green on the outside, with a hollowed-out heart. Isn't that exactly what Jessica Sue was trying to say? Alex frowned. It's just a kid taking a bite of cake. You're seriously overthinking it. I looked up at him. Overthinking? Then what would not be overthinking? Should I wait until I see you and Jessica in bed together? A flicker of panic flashed through Alex's eyes. Sleeping together? Are you crazy from reading too many novels? He scowled. If you're in a bad mood, calm down first. All this suspicion and nonsense. It's like business trips have made you stupid. He quickened his steps and slammed the door to the guest bedroom shut, staring at the mousse cake with a piece gouged out. My heart sank lower and lower. Chapter 6. Early in the morning, my phone rang. A friend request from a stranger. The moment I accepted, I was pulled into a small group chat. 6 Wow, sister-in-law, did it really make you 2 fight? I didn't respond. The other party sent a voice message. A child's sleepy voice. Daddy? Alice just woke up. Why aren't Daddy and Mommy sleeping together? 1 minute and 59 seconds long. The voice message was withdrawn just before time ran out. Jessica's voice came through tentatively. Alice just grabbed my phone half asleep and talked nonsense. Sister-in-law, you didn't hear it, right? She giggled and sent a few more messages. Alex really dotes on Alice. Kids are naturally clingy to him. But don't worry, sister-in-law, I know my boundaries. As long as you're here, I won't let Alice get too close to Alex either. From the other side, faint whimpers from Alice could be heard. The group chat fell into silence. Soon, Alex's slightly hoarse voice sounded. Jessie, stop talking nonsense. Alice, don't cry. You will always be important to Godfather. The group chat, once again, fell silent. But even through the screen, I could feel the subtle reactions. I laughed. Sorry, wrong place. Looks like I wandered into your daddy-mommy family group. From the guest room, a loud noise. Alex Law suddenly yanked open the door, looking shocked. Who pulled you into the group? Chapter 7. Who else could it be? Alex knew perfectly well. The thought probably circled in his mind just twice. He calmed down. Jessie didn't mean anything by it. She's always been rough and careless since she was a kid. She probably just wanted to include you. To make you feel part of the group. My fingers rubbed the phone screen. The group name was interesting. Miss Sue and her doggies. The man's handsome face tightened into a frown. Today I have to go out. Jessie just got divorced and Alice's kindergarten hasn't been sorted yet. I'm just going to help. So please, don't make any more fuss about nothing. Alex sighed. There's really nothing between me and Jessie. I quietly watched Alex's movements. He turned and went into the bathroom, carefully shaving the stubble on his face. The group chat pinged with new messages. The little girl seemed fully awake, giggling. Godfather must shave cleanly, or it will poke Alice to death. The man's hand paused, holding his phone. His brows and eyes softened. He said something, though I didn't know what exactly. Soon, Jessica's loud voice filled the group chat again. Doggies. After we finish helping Alice today, let's go out for drinks. She paused and added, be sure to get permission from your wives first. The previously silent group suddenly buzzed to life. One by one, people I knew started replying one quickly. Chapter 8. Alex left. Very soon, he sent another message to my phone. Hermes just released new arrivals. Want me to get you one? A disguised peace offering, but I truly didn't feel like playing along. A familiar sales assistant texted me the next second. Miss Lynn, your pre-ordered item has arrived. In the video, a gloved hand held up a handbag. In the background, a little girl holding a mini backpack pointed eagerly to a man. Godfather. This one looks good. I closed the video, replied to the sales assistant. No need for delivery today. I'll pick it up myself. I couldn't quite describe the feeling. People like us, even if we fall apart, shouldn't end things too disgracefully. Yet I still drove to the mall. At the children's play area. Daddy, Mommy, I want to play this one. A 4 or 5-year-old little girl ran happily, carrying a Hermes mini backpack. Jessica clung to Alex's arm, tilting her head sweetly. Then you have to ask Daddy if he'll buy it for you. The little girl immediately bounced to Alex's side. Looking up, Daddy, can I? What a heartwarming scene. Unfortunately, there was one extra person. Our eyes met. Alex's smile froze completely on his face. Jessica Sue, realizing too late, let go of his arm. Sister-in-law, this is just an old habit from before I got married. I don't mean anything else. The little girl also pouted. Auntie, why do Daddy and Mommy always separate whenever you show up? I squatted down, under Alex's tense gaze. I patted the little girl's bun. Because, sweetheart, I'm your daddy's wife. Chapter 9. The venue went quiet for 3 seconds. 3 seconds later, the little girl burst into sharp wails. You're lying. Mommy said if I did as she said, Daddy would be mine. He's mine alone. He's my new daddy. And the wife can only be my mommy. You're lying. Bad auntie. Her little face was drenched in tears. Still, she tried her best to push me away. Bad. You're bad. I stood up. Alex's face had already turned dark. Why would you say something like that to a child? Jessica shielded the girl behind her, her eyes reddening in panic. Sister-in-law, even if you hate me, you shouldn't involve a child. Exactly. I dragged out my voice. Using a child to manipulate adult affairs really is shameless. Jessica stared at me in shock. Alex Law's expression looked terrible. Clara, stop causing a scene. He seemed to be holding back furiously. Jessie just came back divorced. A woman raising a kid alone. There are only a few of us friends here in City B. Helping out a little, is that worth blowing up like this? The little girl covered her eyes, sobbing. In the mall, many people had started to gather and watch. Jessica's eyes filled with tears. Sister-in-law, even if you want to save your marriage, Alice is only 5 years old. Was it necessary to stalk and intimidate us like this? I was impressed by her skill at twisting the truth and even clapped. A 5-year-old kid. Huh? How old is the kid's mommy? Then? So when you and my husband spent a night together, you were just playing in the ball pit? Among the onlookers, some couldn't help but laugh. Jessica's body trembled all over, holding the crying child who was now screaming heartbreakingly. Alex Law grabbed my arm, furious. This is a public place. Don't you feel ashamed? Why would I feel ashamed? I'm not the one cheating. I shook off his hand. You should be thinking about how much shame the Law family will face when the scandal breaks. I turned and walked away. Texted the Hermes sales assistant. Send next season's new arrivals directly to my home. Chapter 10. The netizens moved fast. Within an afternoon, the Law family's young master's scandal had already made the local trending list. The impact was obvious. Alex's parents summoned us back home. Just as I was bringing the jasmine tea to my lips, someone slammed an ashtray onto the table. A sharp crack. Under the table, the Persian cat was startled. Father-in-law furrowed his brows. Causing such a big scene, Alex. What exactly is going on? My hand paused. Mother-in-law cast me a not-so-subtle glance. I lowered my eyes and gently blew on the tea. This year's new harvest. The taste was quite good. The man beside me tried to explain. Dad, you know Jessie too. If it were me in trouble, Jessie wouldn't just stand by either. There was a moment of silence at the table. Father-in-law spoke. What about the child? Alex's expression shifted. That's the child Jessie brought back after her divorce. Dad, the kid is still young, just purely fond of me without any bad intentions. Such a trivial matter, without someone pushing it. How could it have escalated like this? Father-in-law tapped his fingers on the table. I simply put down the teacup and picked up the Persian cat from under the coffee table. Teasing it, the little kitten purred contentedly. I chuckled lightly. Dad, Mom, I'll just step outside for some fresh air. Father-in-law had been in business for many years. I never intended to hide my hand. I just hadn't expected the elders to lose their composure too, thinking they could pressure me. I had barely taken a few steps when the villa door was pushed open. A child came running in happily. Godfather, Mommy and I came to find you. Jessica Sue carried a gift box. Our eyes met. She seemed surprised. Then she smiled belatedly. I came to visit Godfather and Godmother, sister-in-law. What a coincidence. It was no coincidence. I had posted a status saying I was returning home, visible only to her. Jessica had rushed over. How could it be a coincidence? I looked back. Alice had already flung herself into Alex's arms, acting spoiled. Mother-in-law's smile slowly froze on her face. I stroked the soft fur of the cat in my arms, then simply turned around and sat back down on the sofa. Since we have guests, I'll stay a while longer. Chapter 11. Alex glanced at me, a flash of panic crossing his eyes. Why are you here at this time? Jessica casually placed the gift box down but froze when she heard that. Casting me a cautious glance, I just came to visit Godfather and Godmother, sister-in-law. Surely you're not misunderstanding again? The next moment, Alice flung herself into his arms. Daddy, I missed you. Alex's expression turned ugly. After hesitating for a moment, he still supported Alice carefully, afraid she might fall. Jessie, you. Mother-in-law's bracelet clattered against the marble tabletop. How could you let the child call him daddy so casually? The kitten in my arms seemed startled and jumped to the floor. Alice screamed, clinging tightly to Alex's neck. Daddy, Mommy. The kitty scratched me. The scene turned into utter chaos. Clara. Father-in-law called out to me, taking a deep breath before speaking. The Law family isn't good for you. I bent down, picked up the Persian cat from the floor. Seems like now that mother-in-law has a granddaughter, there's no room for a cat. In that case, I'll help by taking it away. Mother-in-law looked shocked. Her face went pale, but she said nothing. I walked out of the house. In my heart, I understood the answer I needed. Perhaps mother-in-law was kept in the dark, but father-in-law's attitude toward Alex showed he wasn't unaware. Footsteps hurried behind me. Alex caught up, his face grim. Where are you going? I didn't speak, just looked at him calmly. Sweat slowly beaded at the tip of Alex's nose. Stop overthinking, all right? Wait for me. Let me finish handling things here, and we'll go home together. I'll explain everything to you. Jessica's last marriage was in City A, right? He froze, mouth opening and closing, unable to find words. I smiled faintly. 5 years ago. In City A, you were with Jessica when she gave birth, weren't you? Alex's face instantly turned ashen. I turned away. I had no interest in hearing whatever new story he was about to concoct. Chapter 12. Back at the house I shared with Alex, I started organizing important documents. The front door was soon yanked open. Alex burst in, panting heavily. "Clara." He grabbed my hand. "I never crossed any line with Jesse." "Why are you panicking then?" I brushed his hand away. Alex was stunned. After a long pause, he tried to block my way again. "You're not mad? Would getting angry change the fact that you cheated?" He grew anxious. "I didn't cheat. Jessie and her daughter just came back to City B. I couldn't just stand by and do nothing." He choked halfway through. "You're upset because of those gossip posts? Clara, we can't just stay happy while Jessie is miserable. As friends, I couldn't do something so cruel." He sounded more and more righteous, tugging at his tie irritably. "From the mall to my family home. Isn't this enough? In a marriage, if one prospers, both prosper. If one falls, both fall. Surely you understand that." I looked down at the appraisal report just sent to my phone. My face grew even calmer. "Not necessarily." Alex froze, one eyebrow arched. "What did you say?" Before he could react, his phone rang. Jessica Sue's panicked voice came through. "Alex. Alice got scared by the cat and now she has a fever. What should I do?" Alex immediately stood up. "Don't panic. I'll be right there." He rushed to leave. At the door, he hesitated and looked back at me. "Alice is sick. I'm just going to." "I know." I interrupted. "You and Jessica, your relationship is pure. You're just helping a friend." Alex paused. "When I get back, after settling everything, I'll stay by your side properly." The room fell silent. Only me left inside. I suddenly thought of the first time I met Alex. 5 years ago, in City A. He smelled faintly of disinfectant. The moment he saw me, his eyes lit up. "Miss Lynn, would you honor me with a dance?" At the banquet, he made a point of emphasizing, "I'm single, no scandals." After packing up all the documents, I turned and left. There was no shortage of assets accumulated during the marriage. The rest, I would leave it to the lawyer to handle the division as soon as possible. Chapter 13. The negative impact spreading online was swiftly suppressed by father-in-law. An entire week passed. Alex disappeared completely. Not even a single call to my phone. Whether he was too intoxicated by the happiness around Jessica, or had simply forgotten he still had a wife at home, I didn't know. Fortunately, a week was enough for the lawyers to sort out the division of marital assets. The petition was drafted and filed with the court. This time, my phone finally rang. Alex's voice was urgent. "Clara, you're suing me, are you crazy?" I ran my fingers across the screen, scrolling through Alex's latest social media post. At a kindergarten parent-child event, Alex was helping Alice build a block tower. The tower was the tallest of them all. The three of them, in the video, were smiling so sweetly. I casually liked the post. A burst of static came through the phone, cutting the background laughter into jagged pieces. "Calm down, okay? I'm coming home right now. Let's talk." The call was cut off. Sea breeze blew gently beside me. A man turned back to look at me. "President Lynn, are you at the beach for a vacation? Or hiding from something?" I picked up my orange juice and smiled. "Neither. Give me the project, and I can settle my private matters without worries." The man chuckled beside me. The assistant handed over the contract, and the man signed decisively. President Lynn, young and already so accomplished. Glasses of orange juice and red wine clinked softly. My phone rang again. Alex's voice sounded flustered. "You're not home? Auntie said you left early and never came back. Where are you? I'll come pick you up. Let's talk." The coastal sunlight stung my eyes slightly. I raised my hand to block it. "Talk about what? A mock trial? Or give you a courtroom rehearsal?" Alex took a deep breath. "Clara, believe it or not, before Jesse's divorce, I really had no contact with her, even back in City A." He hesitated. "That time, Jesse's ex-husband couldn't accompany her during childbirth, so I went instead." I hung up the call neatly. I was sick of his lies. Chapter 14. The timing worked out perfectly. Before the court date, the project was secured. Just stepping off the plane, I came face to face with Alex. Not surprising he could track me down. "Clara." He hurried up, stubble on his face, exhaustion all over him. You went out of town and didn't tell me? I've been looking for you all day. He grabbed my luggage. Dad already talked to me. I know, it was thoughtless of me, lacking boundaries, but I just pitted Jesse and Alice. I stopped, looked him up and down carefully, stripped of my old affection. It was the first time I saw Alex's true nature so clearly. Didn't you see the evidence packet the court sent you? Alex froze. I walked ahead, and he rushed to catch up. Show some mercy, Clara. Compared to you, their lives are already miserable enough. I was just trying to help. Let's not blow this up any further. If you don't withdraw the lawsuit, what will happen once it goes to trial? I laughed aloud, snatched my suitcase back from his hand, dragging it myself. If you have time to beg for peace, Mr. Law, better spend it reviewing the defendant's files. Nowadays, private investigators weren't hard to find. Over the past week, Alex had indeed booked 2 rooms, but one was for Alice, the other, for him and Jessica. Disgusting. Chapter 15. 2 days left until the trial. Alex kept trying to contact me again and again. I got tired of it and simply blocked him. Other than the assets I needed to fight for in court, there was nothing else worth discussing. After wrapping up a project, I found a familiar figure waiting downstairs. Alex stepped forward, his Adam's apple bobbing, but he couldn't speak for a long time. I tried to walk around him, but he blocked me with his arm. Clara. Bitterness twisted across his face. Those days, I was drunk. That's why it happened. What kind of liquor gets you drunk for 7 straight days? Alex froze, speechless for a long while, then flustered. He shoved his phone at me. I quit that group. I deleted all of Jesse's contacts. You can check. I didn't reach for it. We stood there in silent confrontation, until Alex finally broke down. You weren't my only one before marriage either. Why are you being so hypocritical about a drunken mistake? I stepped closer. In the past week, I've also been spending my time with another man. Alex froze. The next second, his eyes turned red. What did you say? Mr. Law, can you accept that? He blurted out instinctively. It's different. You're a woman. It's not the same. You lose something. I sneered, suddenly realized how unnecessary it was to even stand there. This ends here, Alex. Your pathetic clinging only disgusts me. The man standing there visibly paled. I walked right past him. I suddenly remembered something I'd read somewhere. Having a scumbag ex is basically the same as having a criminal record. Enough to haunt you for life. Chapter 16. Old Master Law was a man who cared about reputation. With his control, Alex probably wouldn't make more trouble before the trial. But Jessica was beyond his reach. She sat across from me now, dressed nothing like before, now prim and proper, full of elegance. I glanced at my watch. Miss Sue, you have 3 minutes. Jessica's smile stiffened, stirring her coffee with a spoon. Alice is Alex's child. I looked at her. So what? Jessica sneered. I heard from Alex that you don't plan to have children. Alex is an only child. You can't cut off the Law family line. Jessica raised her chin slightly. So Alex won't deny Alice. Oh, I nodded. Your 3 minutes are up. Miss Sue, goodbye. I stood up. Jessica, flustered, scrambled to her feet. Clara, can't you understand? No matter what you do, it's pointless. I turned and faced her. Is Miss Sue bragging about her reproductive abilities? Is giving birth for a man something to be proud of? Besides, I drawled the words. Are you sure Alice is even Alex's child? Her voice cut off abruptly. She stared at me, stammering. You're lying. I smiled. Nothing much. Just glad we had this chat today. Miss Sue, pushing open the glass door of the coffee shop. Behind me, I heard a woman shouting. Even if you divorce him to make him regret it, it's useless. Clara! I walked toward the office, suddenly admired Jessica's twisted logic. To me, love and marriage could be stepping stones to wealth, but not children. The prerequisite for having a child was a stable family relationship and ample material security. Both were essential. I once told Alex, marriage is fine, but I don't want children yet, because I feel you're not ready to be a father. Alex had stuffed roses into my arms. Okay, everything will be as my wife wishes. Chapter 17. On the day of the trial, heavy rain fell over City B. My legal team fought hard for the maximum possible division of marital assets. Divorce cases involving businessmen were never easy. Both teams argued furiously over the property division. Suddenly, a crisp little girl's voice rang out from the gallery. "Daddy, hurry up and win! Take Mommy and me back to Grandma's house." The courtroom fell silent instantly. The little girl's mouth was quickly covered. My legal team produced a recording. "Alice is Alex's child. I heard from Alex that you don't plan on having children. Alex is an only child. You can't cut off the Law family's line. So, Alex won't deny Alice. Alice is Alex's child. I heard from Alex that you don't plan on having children. Alex is an only child. You can't cut off the Law family's line. So, Alex won't deny Alice." Again and again. Looped playback. Alex's face changed dramatically. Jessica hurriedly waved her hands. "No, it's not like that." The opposing lawyer objected, claiming illegal recording, but my legal team calmly put away the recorder. This recording was never submitted as part of the evidentiary chain. It served as an open evidence hammering down Alex's fault. Jessica's ill-judged, self-satisfied remarks sealed the fact of Alex's misconduct. After further heated debates over property division, the judge finally struck the gavel. As the party at fault, Alex was ordered to compensate me. I walked away with 70% of the marital assets. Stepping out of the courthouse, the sky had cleared. Alex followed behind me. Rare confusion etched across his face. "Clara, how did we end up like this? Jessie got divorced. I just wanted to help her a little. I didn't mean for this to happen." A horde of reporters swarmed forward, microphones thrust into Alex's face. "Mr. Law, is it true that the girl seen at the mall is your illegitimate daughter? Was today's court case about a divorce? Will this situation negatively impact the Law family's business?" The little girl burst into loud sobs. Jessica hurriedly scooped her up. Spotlights turned toward the mother and daughter. Jessica screamed angrily. "Who allowed you to interview us? Get away! Get away!" I walked down the steps from the other side. "Gentlemen of the media, thanks for your hard work. Entertainment activities have been arranged for you all. Please enjoy." This time, the media exposure made the Law family infamous once again. Even the previous scandals that old Master Law had managed to suppress were dragged back into the public eye. The internet never forgets. Ordinary people might not care how many illegitimate children a rich family has, but when it comes to third parties in marriages, everyone loves gossip. Suddenly, the Law family stood right in the eye of the storm. Chapter 18. At the clubhouse, some people were already waiting. A man stood up and rolled his eyes at me. "Really, Clara, as soon as you got married, you cut ties with me. Now you remember me when you need work done? Even made me pick the restaurant." The lawyers settled into their seats. I smiled. "You know how it is. Having a male best friend after marriage means keeping boundaries." He rolled his eyes so hard they nearly fell out, then moved as far away from me as possible. Late at night, the lawyers left in 2s and 3s. My best friend leaned closer to me. "The Law family's stock hit limit down today. Picked up a lot of loose shares. Tell me, how much did you get?" No one could have predicted that a small public scandal, once buried, would resurface. No one knew which divine hand had hired an army of online trolls to dig up every skeleton in the Law family's closet. They nearly dragged out stories of old Master Law spitting on the street just to criticize him some more. The Law family's stock plummeted again and again. My best friend complained. "The little bit of money you got from Alex's cheating barely covers the media expenses." Chapter 19. Early Monday morning. The latest financial news in City B. The Law family's young master had been removed from the company's core management team. In other words, barring surprises, he would never inherit the company. The second Monday. At the shareholders' meeting, the lawyer placed the documents on the table. Miss Lynn, holding 51% of the shares. Old Master Law suddenly stood up. "Clara, you." I took off my sunglasses. "What's wrong, Dad?" He clutched his chest and collapsed into his seat. Panting, my best friend raised his eyebrows. The assistants immediately led doctors in, who crammed 10 pills into old Master Law's mouth. I frowned, trying hard to imitate his previous tone. "Dad, it's just a generational change. Why make such a big fuss?" "Clara, Someone shouted from the video call. My best friend plugged his ears. I kindly live-streamed this for you. Don't want to watch. Just turn it off. Before he could tap the screen, he suddenly remembered something. Oh right. Almost forgot to ask. He grinned slyly. By the way, do you know who Sue Missy's daughter actually belongs to? On the screen. Alex fumed silently, unable to answer. My best friend cheerfully hung up the call. An hour later, an enthusiastic netizen dug up Sue Missy's relationship history. It was quite the spectacle, involving nearly half of City A's entrepreneurs. The reason for her divorce was also exposed by her ex-husband's close friend. Sue Missy had been caught in bed cheating, and it was discovered that the child wasn't even her husband's. As for who Alice's biological father was, hard to say. No one openly used this as ammunition, but it was discussed privately. Following my best friend's suggestion, I contacted the lawyer to file a marriage fraud lawsuit. Honestly speaking, chances of winning were slim, even if the court ruled the marriage invalid. It was just a label, single instead of divorced. It made no difference to me. But me, with my lack of moral scruples, I just loved seeing the people I despised entangled in lawsuits. Chapter 20. On a business trip to the seaside, my male best friend lazily stroked the Persian cat in his arms. Now you see clearly who your best friend is, right? Let's see if you still try to distance yourself from me next time. I paused. Still, I told him, if I get married, I might have to cut ties again. He froze. His eyebrows flew up in anger, and I quickly grabbed his arm, pleading, but as a successful woman, I'm not planning on getting married. I already had a house, a car, money, and a cat. With a life like this, what kind of person would even tempt me into marriage? He rolled his eyes at me. That's more like it. Chapter 21. Without the troubles from the Law family. Life passed by quickly, but soon, my Weibo exploded. Countless people tagged me under a post. Jessica had posted it. She even shared childhood photos of herself and Alex, clearly telling everyone she had known Alex first. While she didn't explicitly say it, the post was filled with insinuations that I was the third party who ruined their relationship. At the end of the post, she tearfully pleaded, "Adult affairs have nothing to do with children. Please, everyone, leave the child alone." In truth, on the day of the court hearing, I never involved the child at all. Who would have thought that Jessica would drag a child to watch a businessman's divorce trial? But this time, before I or anyone around me even needed to act, internet vigilantes spontaneously teamed up to respond. No one ever cyberbullied the child. Maybe certain people should stop playing the pity card. Cheating is awful, but not even knowing who fathered your child during marriage is even worse. Today's netizens are not brainless. Please, madam, stop using your child to drain public sympathy. Thank you. Very soon. Jessica deleted the post. Behind me, my best friend slapped his thigh dramatically. This woman, could it be that Alex refused to take her in? So now she's trying to disgust you instead? The white cat leapt down from his lap, rubbing affectionately against my calf. I picked up the cat and tapped its little nose. Poor kid. Having a mother like that. The warm sea breeze blew past. The white cat fur curled into soft waves. The little thing closed its eyes in comfort. Clara. Does it have a name? Probably not. Then let's call it Nova, always resilient and self-reliant. Come on, little Nova. Your godfather's taking you to the beach.